Hey, what do you think? What do you think of this new Primetime movie with Robert Pattinson that's coming out? Because I thought
You
that
said
trailer
it.
was
You said what
fire.
I think,
Okay,
that it's
so there,
good.
there,
No, the
I
first
kicked
no, the
up.
first one that you said was right, but I think the second trailer makes it look good. But
hmm
I feel like it's just still like,
It's like it's gonna succumb to the Predators problem, right? Because that's
what's the
that's the vibe I'm
what's the
getting from
Predators problem? I don't know what that
Pred.
means.
You haven't seen the documentary Predators?
Nope.
Okay, last year, I think we might have done the episode this year, but last year they released a documentary called Predators on To Catch a Predator, where it was a documentarian who covered Chris Hansen's show and then like the successors, if you could call them that, the ripoffs that went to YouTube, including Chris Hansen's subsequent series. And it eventually transformed as the longer you're watching it, becomes more about the director's own molestation when he was a kid and trying to overcome that. It's just like the type of shit you never want to fall into as a documentarian is turning the documentary into a story about yourself. That is not what we want. That's not what we signed up for. You can do that on your own time separately. The documentary is about this. It's not about you. I don't care if you were molested. You're succumbing to vanity and ego by doing that. And then it ends on literally a shot of the director himself looking contemplative. And it kind of winds up siding with the Predators as a result because, and this is
Oh,
yes, this is my problem with the primetime movie. Is it looks terrific. It looks amazing, and it's funny. The trailer is funny. There's some funny lines, some funny moments, and the editing is funny. So, like, kudos. I am in. You got my ticket money. However, there's a conversation that winds up being kicked up of like, well, we all know the pedophiles are bad, but can you acknowledge that Chris Hansen is a bad guy too because he's exploitive? Well, he's exploiting like confirmed pedophiles. Well, you know, these series, these sting operations actually jeopardize these men being arrested and charged. The men were never being investigated. Usually they were like I can't think of an instance where any of these men were under investigation for child pornography or trying to prey upon a child. So they were just luring fish out of the pond and exposing them and actually getting them arrested. Yes, a lot of them had to go as a result because um, frequently the context of these cases were kind of wobbly, right? But a lot of them did get charged and went to prison. Maybe even like half or most, and they caught some bad dudes. The guy who killed himself, and it's mind blowing, but I shouldn't even have my mind blown at this point. I think on Twitter X, there were people coming out of the woodwork to be like, a guy killed himself, and that's just too far. It was a politician, it was a DA, I believe, trying to have sex with a child who killed himself, and he realized he was getting caught and fucking blew his brains out. Like that's the level of human we're talking about here. And people are trying to they're going along with this conversation, which is this distraction away from how bad pedophilia is, which is like, well, we can talk about these two things being exploitive of human rights. What about their human rights? They technically didn't do anything. They're confirmed pedophiles. Confirmed pedophiles.
you see, I don't even need to say anything. Like, you already know. You already know, like the type of like the. If I hear the word nuance one more fucking time
It would be like it
about
would
a
be
movie
like
like this, or like you got to see all sides, and it's like, nah, I don't. How about
no.
how about how about we go back to like medieval torture? You fucking piece of shit.
These
Like,
people do not believe in good and evil.
no, they
That's
don't.
really what it is. In the last 10
They
or
believe
15
it's
years,
actually nuanced.
it's always gray. It's always some
It's
shade of
actually
gray.
like there's actually like many sides to look at. Like,
Things can be gray. Let's make no mistake. Things can be gray, but they're all also these polar ends of the spectrum where it's clearly defined this is evil. And unfortunately, look, nobody wants to get molested and turned into a pedophile because this is all psychological coping mechanisms, and a lot of people don't. Right? A lot of people maybe they even have it in their head that that's stored away and it's fucking suppressed or buried, and they don't act on it. Like, good for you if that's the case, but too many don't. Too many do act on it. Too many. people do start to explore those waters because they've been traumatized and they're trying to fucking deal with that. And unfortunately, like the hard truth of that for people who would empathize with that type of human being is you need to be fed through a wood chipper.
You
That's
know
the
what the
only
guy
way we
direct?
solve that
Yeah,
problem.
that's how they did it. Through 99% of human history. Do you know of the filmmakers past films? Joshua Oppenheimer.
Um,
Have you seen
no,
The
I think
Act
he
of Killing?
did. Oh, oh yeah,
So he did the film about um the Indonesian mass killings of communists and why that was bad apparently.
interesting.
And I mean why that was bad and how killing communists is bad. And so he did that film and he did The Look of Silence, which is I think a second film or a film about that being made. And then there's the narrative debut called The End, apocalyptic musical film with Tilda
I had seen The
Swinton.
Act of Killing 15 years ago, something like that. I'd have to revisit it. I remember they made them reenact it, and that was interesting.
A
But
Marshall
honestly, I was probably
Scholar,
too young to
recipient of the
fully absorb that.
MacArthur Fellowship. Whoa. And he is doing am I fucking retarded? It's not him.
It's
Am
not
I
the same
fucking
guy. Is it
It's a
Oppenheim? Not
fucking
Oppenheimer?
it's fucking somebody.
Some 30-year-olds,
God
right?
fucking damn it. I'm
You
getting
pulled a
these names
Hans.
wrong. Hanson movie, Primetime. I swear to God, if it's not an Oppenheimer, I'm gonna fucking die.
I don't think it's Oppenheimer.
I swear to God. Nah, we're doing this right now. Oh my
It's not him.
God. Come
It's not
on.
him. Look at
No,
this. You
shut up.
just killed your
Shut the
reputation
fuck
live on the
up.
show.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find it. Where the
It's
fuck is it?
Lance Oppenheim.
You motherfucker. Lance. It's the same.
Lance Oppenheim looks like
Might
he
as
would
well
be
be.
a modern Saturday Night Live cast member. Look at this fucking
Yeah,
guy.
just disgusting and
Well,
ugly and
let's
not
not ridicule his
talented.
appearance. He's clearly got the stuff to be able to put together something that looks as good as
He's he's
Primetime.
got
He
he's
did
got the
Ren Fair.
something. He's got the
He
something
did
that's
you
gonna
see
get him
the
fired.
movie, or rather the miniseries Ren Fair for HBO, which was pretty good?
I'd rather die. Sounds
Okay,
terrible.
maybe Sperm World would be more your speed.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. No, all the good for him.
He's good.
Hey,
He's a
I
good
met some
director.
people. I met some people, and they were like, "Just be more positive about young filmmakers making stuff." I'm gonna be like, you know,
Well, we'll see with
I'm gonna
this
be
movie,
doing
won't
that.
we? We'll see with Primetime. We'll see if it's worth what it could potentially put out into the ecosystem as a new conversation point. The nuance of everything, you know.
Yeah, the
Um,
nuance about I don't even.
like this is just my
I think
opinion.
it's fine.
I think soliciting sex from a child is so bad that we don't even have to discuss the opportunism of using that as entertainment, right? It's like, yeah, that's kind of slimy if you think about it, but this is so bad that we don't even need to talk about that. And let's think about what is the result of this? Is the
You
net
know why they don't
positive?
like it? You know
The
why they
net
don't?
positive is more awareness of like how these people operate and the physiognomy of what these guys look like, because there is always a trend. And you can see this with the amateur ones too. These guys, one of the dudes' name was Jay, and they would beat up like these borderline retarded dudes trying to meet 12 and 13-year-olds showing up at a Family Dollar or a Walmart. They would always have a particular look and a level of intelligence. The straight ones were always like really fucking stupid. The gay ones cognitively were with it, and they just didn't see it as bad, I guess. Not to devalue like this, the stupid ones clearly should have known better, obviously, but like a lot of them are really, mentally
Yeah,
impaired.
my favorite. There's this new thing where Hanson's he's as these people who would be making these types of nuanced takes on maybe the guy who killed himself. It's so bad that he killed himself. They don't like that Hanson's politicizing his findings, and there's a specific trend that he made. But I don't want to politicize these things. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave the room. I'm gonna not.
You don't.
Politicize these
You do
types of
not need
things.
to leave the. What is the politicized finding?
He's finding that there's illegal immigrants that are being a lot of them are the ones that are doing the grooming.
Oh yeah,
and attempted
I've
groomings,
seen
and
I've
that's
seen that
maybe an
happen. Yeah.
agenda against him with making this film subtly. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a little bit of a new finding, and it seems like this is going to be like young Chris Hansen, but there is definitely people that are like, Chris Hansen's not our like guy against evil, because there is this thing where it's like every single like moral act of like something is bad, something is good, is like politicized by them. So then they see this guy like finding a trend, Hansen, and they're like, oh, he's politicizing it, oh, he's not a good guy. He's like he's exploiting it. Didn't he have like a financial like crime too? Didn't he like charge Theo Vaughn on like a hotel bill? I don't think he's our
Is
guy.
that what happened? Did he stiff Theo Vaughn on a hotel bill?
No, he ran up the hotel bill on like
He was
drinks or
partying in the hotel. He got room service every night. He ordered a bottle of champagne. I remember
like
back
pussy.
in the
If
day.
anybody deserves pussy, it's Chris
Yeah,
Hansen.
yeah. Well, that's what they tried to get him on Once Upon a Time. They tried to like that was the earliest version of it. Before that was even like an internet conversation in the way that it's happening right now on my X feed, low res WB on X. He cheated on his wife or something, and they were like, well. Seems he's a sexual deviant too. Maybe
Yeah,
he
it's the
shouldn't
same
be
thing.
conducting these. Yeah. Good job, guys. You pointed out a moral failing in this man. It's clearly the same as trying to find a 12-year-old in an AIM AOL
You
chat
see
room.
the EDP thing where he's like, I would have sent your EDP 445 ass right to jail.